Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the SMT. Thanks for tuning in to watch this episode of the SMT YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys being here. Go ahead and hit that like button on your way in before you guys forget to do so. You know, share it to your favorite social media platforms. Help the channel out quite a bit in that way. And also, go ahead and dig through the description box. You'll see lots of different links for different communities like the Discord server, the Patreon page, the @SneedTech Twitter handle, all types of links for the podcast. A lot going on there. Check those things out. Anyways, let's get to the details of today's merger trial update. So this is officially day 8 of the T-Mobile and Sprint merger trial. All the details from today's update is going to be centering around the extended testimony from Charlie Ergen, the chairman of Dish, which is positioned to be the 4th carrier that is essentially replacing Sprint. And then we also have a bit of input from Professor Katz, who was speaking on, you know, the competitive nature of networks moving forward in the future. So let's first start with Charlie Ergen. Obviously, his testimony yesterday was a big deal. I encourage you to watch the video update from yesterday to get all those details. I'll put an end card at the end of the video and also try to put a card up here in the upper right-hand corner. I'll see if I can put that in there. Anyways, as he was discussing and being questioned, it kind of started off here to kind of, you know, looking at some of the different promises that Charlie Ergen and Dish have, you know, broken. States attempted to emphasize this. Attorneys, you know, were trying to definitely put this out on the forefront, you know, bringing up a lot of the checkered past that Dish and Charlie Ergen have. You know, they've got some sketchy things that have occurred in the past, and obviously that was their kind of approach. Also, the Judge Marrero interjects, you know, trying to say, hey, you know, these questions were asked and they've been answered, we're moving on. It seems like he was kind of trying to get things to progress. He didn't want to get held up on that. Anyways, this kind of goes back to 2012 when Dish, you know, was kind of, they told the FCC that they were going to be building out a wireless network. That actually never happened. The FCC had put some, you know, I guess we'll just call them deadlines for them to do the build out of the network. And, you know, that was supposed to be, you know, March of 2020. Looks like that's all kind of contingent on what happens here with the merger. Anyways, there was also that private confidential meeting that we heard of yesterday that did actually occur today between Ergen and Judge Marrero, where I'm guessing they probably talked a lot about business, what was going to be happening in the future as they try to be competitive, you know, upon day one as a 4th national carrier, how they would compete on the network side and the pricing side. And of course, that being very private, sensitive business information, you know, that was probably something that they had discussed privately. I would have liked to have seen some of those details, though. You know, this transparency is important in this type of case. Anyways, he also spoke about the SoftBank loan. The SoftBank loan was the situation where those 2 secured bank loans that Dish was saying they could get, apparently they can actually save some money. By doing it through SoftBank, they could save $70 to $100 million. That obviously helps Dish's case since they are kind of money-strapped at this time. There was also a mention of, you know, some funny business going on between Dish, Charlie Ergen, and getting some help from senators in getting FCC approval. I think Dish is actually kind of lucky in this way. In dealing with Del Rahim, you know, getting the deal here as the 4th carrier, it's being stated that Del Rahim told Charlie Ergen to go ahead and get, you know, meet with a senator on this issue and get approval and the blessing from the FCC. It looks like FCC was fed up with Charlie Ergen, and the only way they got vetted was through this process. Another topic was competition between T-Mobile and Dish. When questioned about that, he did describe the arrangement that they had as the MVNO deal. They will be paying on a per-gig rate on data. There will be unlimited buckets, and Dish will be dropping pricing if the MVNO deal doesn't improve. Dish is also not keen or very high on DSS, dynamic spectrum sharing. That kind of makes sense. They don't really have an LTE network in terms of infrastructure, and their focus is going to be standalone 5G. Also, the MVNO deal, to me, seems pretty standard. I don't see anything different or unique or special about it. In fact, from what I understand, most MVNO deals are structured this way. There's nothing special going on, nothing super sweet about it. Ergen was quoted as saying, "We have been sharpening our blades over the past 10 years. I thought that's kind of comical because he's obviously quoting an Abe Lincoln quote from way back when. And, you know, you think about it, like 10 years, dude, like seriously, That's just whatever. Anyways, I do want to say that, the state attorneys, trying to attempt to block here, no mention of prepaid pricing guarantees, no service guarantees, no phone compatibility questions, no market recognition or protections for low-income consumers, no mention of Sprint prepaid or Boost Mobile or Virgin Mobile customers, no dealer secures, no job protections. None of that was covered in this. Again, state attorneys general totally dropping the ball there. I'll come back to that in a second. Anyways, the next little piece is from Professor Katz. I think it's Michael Lewis Katz is the person's name. Anyways, I think the judge was actually seeking network insight and asking questions, and they discussed network traffic, saying that there's this huge increasing demand and a spike in network traffic, and then they put up some AT&T graphics and whatnot. Anyways, the emphasis of Katz's testimony was on network performance rather than pricing, and he was basically saying with these types of transactions with this merger, you're getting more for your money because the synergies together make for a better network. He was emphasizing, you're getting a higher performing network, and that pricing is not really the issue. You're actually getting better value because the network is going to be more reliable, more capable, and overall just a better experience. He also spoke about Sprint, where he was discussing Sprint as only getting weaker and weaker as time went on. And of course, moving forward in 5G, they just wouldn't be able to compete from a network performance side as well as in a pricing side because they wouldn't be profitable and they wouldn't be able to do the volume that they need to be national. So he just kind of reinforced that thing. It looks like his input was going to be important to the testimony from both of the sides in the merger as well as the judge. And that takes me to the analysis and conclusion here. This case, it's kind of been a joke up to this point. I seriously do not understand what New York Attorney General Tish James and California Attorney General Xavier Becerra built in as their game plan. I'm telling you guys, literally, they have accomplished nothing up to this point. Today has, obviously, if anything, I think it just kind of secures Dish's place and Sprint's place in this whole thing. The states haven't proven anything. They haven't protected customers in any way, shape, or form as they claim to want to. I would say that thus far their approach has been a failure. Judge Marrero has probably done more in questioning than anything the attorneys from the block side have done. They haven't secured any type of deals. In my opinion, I think Dish is chilling. They're not feeling any pressure. T-Mobile, Deutsche Telekom, Sprint, no concerns, no fear. I don't think they're worried about anything. And with FCC and DOJ approval, I mean, what has happened that could potentially put this block into a position where they could win this case? I don't see it. Again, I've been following this daily, looking at all of the pieces that were presented and all the analysis. There's nothing there for the states. I just don't understand what they're doing. They should be looking at a settlement that's going to help people. It's going to help consumers in the U.S., and it's going to make these networks better. And they can at least lock in some things to hold Dish accountable, or at best case scenario, maybe find a different company. Because I know that the FCC, the DOJ have agreed to Dish. I don't want Dish, but hey, I'd love to see that change. But if it's going to be Dish, we got to put regulations and concessions in there that we can actually hold them to, promises they can't break, fines that can be enforced, and as well as T-Mobile and Sprint and things of that nature. All of this can be included. They haven't done any of it, which is why I just feel like this has been a total waste of time. You guys give me your thoughts and opinions on today's update. Let me know what you think of all these different items from the testimony. Let me know what you guys think of the merger case thus far in the trial and the different parties involved. Let me know your analysis and thoughts on it. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you appreciated this update, go ahead and hit that like button and do share it to your favorite social medias. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss an upload from the SMT. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm the SMT, and we will see you guys on the next video. Peace.